to the War of 1812, settlers in both America and Upper Canada enjoyed good relations, trading with each other and moving relatively freely from one location to another. But the boundaries between the two countries were vague.
And so in 1794, the British and the Americans ratified Jay's Treaty, which established the Detroit River as the firm boundary between the United States and British North America. But what that meant was that the British government, which was at that point located in Detroit, had to move, so this community of Sandwich was founded.
The southwestern peninsula was ripe for settlement, and Sandwich was soon joined by other new communities. As Principal Secretary to Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe, Colonel Tom Talbot was inspired by Simcoe's dream to create a British colony. He seized the opportunity to obtain an initial land grant in Elgin County on the shores of Lake Erie, and then offered new immigrants the opportunity to settle the land.
We're in the final resting place of Colonel Thomas Talbot in the Tyrconnell Cemetery, and it is very fitting that he ended up here because he's surrounded with many of the first generation of his original settlers. From 1803 to the mid-1830s, he ended up overseeing settlement in 29 separate townships from the Detroit River to beyond Woodstock, and brought in 50,000 people.
An exhibit at Elgin County Museum gives insight to the man and his colorful personality. Talbot helped design London's City Jail and Courthouse, today's council chambers, in a style remarkably similar to his home in Ireland. Reputedly a hard taskmaster, he refused to give settlers title to their land until they'd cleared a section for the road. And many believe this is Talbot's greatest legacy, the long, straight roads of Ontario.
He knew right at the outset that good roads had to be built in order to get settlers to their lots, and then for them to get their produce and livestock to a market.
The buildings, events and costumed interpreters at Fanshawe Pioneer Village on the outskirts of London give visitors an idea of the creative skills settlers needed. Keith Abbott demonstrates the old wool dyeing techniques.
Next to the two pots we have a brass kettle and an iron kettle with goldenrod, and both those are going to give me different shades, one of yellow, one of green. I have the same effect using sumac, a common plant that grows along our highways. This is done in a tin pot, so I get my bright salmon pink, and in an iron pot I get shades from gray and right up to charcoal black.
Life for the settlers was challenging but rewarding. Then war broke out, and the dream became a nightmare.
When you received a land grant in Upper Canada, all male members of the family automatically became members of the militia. So you had everyone from the man clearing the trees to create a home, to the mill owners, the mill rights, everybody. Every man in the community had to take part. When the War of 1812 broke out, there was 2 battalions of the Norfolk Militia consisting of some 500 men.
For more information, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.